Okay, good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Good morning. Yes, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Okay, so let's jump on. So, what did we discuss in our last class? Types of IPs. Okay, the 7 steps. So, before going to that shootout, so I said like yesterday, I'll give you one more topic. So let's finish it off that, right? It's very small topic. Online, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay, ma'am. Okay, so first let me give you one scenario. What is this? Of course, load balancer. And then we have EC2 instances. Okay. This is a ELB and you have application here. Okay. So assume this is in Mumbai region. Which region? Mumbai region. This is in Mumbai. Okay. So and the user is in US, Nana. Where? User is in US. And the application that he's trying to access is http:// let's say our website, boom.com. So this guy is trying to access boom.com from US. Tell me, do we have the high latency or low latency all the way from here? All the way he's trying to access from here. He has a high latency. Good. How to resolve this? Excellent. How to do that? Using CloudFront. Very good. Okay, by the way, whenever you hit boom.com, which is the first service will hit first? Excellent. Which one? Route 53. First, it will go to Route 53, and from Route 53, based on the records, it will go to the nasty or URL, that ELB. Okay, so the user is in US, Nana. The user is in US, and he's trying to access your boom.com, which is hosted in which region? Mumbai region. So your origin is in Mumbai region. I mean, your location is in Mumbai, but the user is in where? US. So obviously, when he's trying to access, obviously he'll get the high latency. I'll write for you. Why he get high latency? Because you have hops. Do you know hop? Hop. Jumping from one step to another step. We call it as hop. Hip hop. Huh? Okay. So see, let's say, for example, if you're trying to access Google from your laptop, directly it will go to Google. No, right? It will go to your ISP provider. From there, it will go to one more server. From there, it will go to one more server. From there, it will go to one more server. So what is this called? These are called hops. What is this called? Hops. So the data packet is hopping from here to here. So as it is coming from US to Mumbai, how many hops will be there? There's so many or a few? As there are so many hops here, for that reason, as the number of hops increases, your latency also increase. For that reason that you have high latency. That is the actual reason, okay? You have a high latency. Okay, so how to resolve this? To resolve this, as you said, we have what? Edge location. So US has edge locations or not? Yes, US has edge location. I'll put EL. So what we do is this guy will contact edge location, and edge location will be contacting to the load balancer. Yes or no? Yes or no? And here you have what latency? Obviously you have a low latency. Yes. So if the user is in India, then he will contact the edge location of that particular area. But I'm talking about where is the user here? User is in US. For that reason, he will be using edge location of US. Okay, now this is how we will configure. That is with edge location, without edge location. If it is with edge location, you will have a low latency, without meaning high latency. Okay, good. Now, there is a customer here. There is one more customer here. Customer. And he said, hey, I have a firewall. Give me the IP address of your boom.com. Remember this. What example is this? Ship example, remember? Right? So here we have the customer and he's asking, he said, I have a firewall. Give me the IP address of your load balancer. He doesn't know load balancer. Give me the IP address of your website. What is our website? Boom.com. Boom.com is nothing but our load balancer only. Another name of load balancer is called boom.com. Yeah. So is it possible to give the IP address of this load balancer to this firewall? No. For that reason, AWS came up with a concept called Global Accelerator. What is it? What is it? One more time. As the name clearly says, what is accelerator meaning? Right? Accelerator meaning speed up, right? Speed up where? Locally, globally. That is why we call it as Global Accelerator. That's why we call it as Global Accelerator. So how does this work? Nana, before we talk about Global Accelerator, we have here two concepts here. Unicast IP, Anycast IP. What's that? Unicast IP. Unicast IP. Unicast IP meaning normal one. One server holds how many IP address? One IP address. This is called unicast. What is that, Nana? And there is another one which called Anycast IP. Which one? This one, all servers holds same IP address. All servers hold the same IP address. Try to imagine that. So unicast meaning, which is regular one, every server will have only one IP, forget it. So let's talk about the interesting thing here is Anycast IP. What's that? Anycast meaning all servers will have the same IP address. Assume that you are all here. And let's say for everyone names is what? Example. Not all the time. Chandan, example. Okay. So assume that everyone's names is Chandan here. If I call Chandan, everyone will respond or not? Everyone will respond. Okay. Now I say, Chandan, come here. Now tell me the last person will come or the first person will come? First person will come. Yes or no? So imagine AWS has these global accelerators across the world. Right? And then in the backend servers, they have the same IP address. Whoever call boom.com, whoever has nearest global accelerator with the same IP address, that guy will respond. And this global accelerator will talk to the load balancer in the backend. And good thing is this global accelerator will give you 2 static IPs. How many? 2 static IPs he'll give. How many IPs? Dynamic or statica? What customer is asking for? Static IPs, So who is giving these 2 static IPs? Global accelerator. So give that to, whenever you create a global accelerator is attached to the load balancer. Global accelerator is attached to the load balancer. So if you talk to the global accelerator, or if you talk to the load balancer, same or different? Same, no? So global accelerator is giving 2 static IPs. Give the 2 static IPs to customer and ask to put it in firewall. Firewall. Okay. Getting it. Getting it. So the two IP address customer, he will put it in the firewall. And then whenever he accesses indirectly global accelerator, it will go to the global accelerator, and global accelerator has same IP addresses across the world. I mean, near to him. So whichever is near, request is near, that global accelerator backend in the backend, it will pick up and it will go to the load balancer very fastly. And also that global accelerator uses CloudFront in the backend. Just imagine how much speed will be there. Normal itself is speed. That global access to which two static IPs plus CloudFront in the backend. So now it got resolved. Customer is asking for the static IPs. That is resolved by the global accelerator, and you will get the fast also. And which is the nearest one, we'll take it, and then it will send to the load balancer. You got this point? Understood what is global accelerator? So that is why here we call it as anycast IP. Anycast IP meaning all servers holds the same IP address, and the client is routed to the nearest one. Okay. So global accelerator uses unicast IP or anycast IP? That is a certification questions. So here we have the global accelerator. So this is called global accelerator. Global accelerator. And it is completely managed by whom? Nothing. We don't need to do anything. Managed by AWS. And how many static IPs it will give? Two static IPs. Right. And that's two static IPs will be provided to the customer, and customer will access the global accelerator. And this global accelerator will go to CloudFront. And from CloudFront, it will go to yes. This is edge location. And all this is, can we say it is AWS internal network? It is AWS internal network. And now you tell me you'll have a low latency or high latency? Low latency. And your customer also satisfied with the 2 IPs. And then you have the global accelerator even more faster. Understood? So when to use global accelerator, you understood? So if you have the application globally, and if your customer is asking for the IP address, static IP address, go with the global accelerator. And global accelerator is attached to CloudFront is in the backend. That is AWS handle it. Load balancer. So GA is attached to whom? GA meaning global accelerator is attached to the load balancer. So whenever you are creating load balancer, remember, whenever you are creating a load balancer, it lasts. Hey, Babu, you want global accelerator? It is just a matter of checkbox. It's just a matter of checkbox. If you just checked, global accelerator will be created, we attach to the load balancer, and global accelerator will come and say, Babu, take my 2 static IPs, use it. Understood the concept? Right? So that is the global accelerator. No, it's not free. It charges $18 per month. How much? 18. It's cheaper only in real time, but it's not free for us. But it's just a matter of checkbox. If you check it, automatically it'll get created. You don't need to do anything here. Clear now? Online is this clear? So I'll write it for you here. So leverage the AWS internal network to route to your application. Who? GA. Who is GA meaning here? GA leverage the AWS internal network. How many IP address it will provide? Those are unicast, anycast. 2 anycast IP are created for your application. The anycast IP send traffic directly to the edge location. The edge location sends the traffic to application. This is how it goes, right? If you forget also, if you read it, you can easily understand. Okay, Nana? So guys, is this clear? Do you understand the difference between CloudFront and Global Accelerator? Both are same or different? Same or different? What is a major difference? Tell me. That is one difference. One more difference. That is one difference. What is another difference? CloudFront meaning what is the first thing that you get in your mind? What edge location will do? Cache. Edge location will cache. Global Accelerator will cache. That's a major difference. So Global Accelerator will provide two static IPs, that is anycast, and then it will not cache. It will send directly, it will send the traffic to the edge location. Whereas edge location will cache and it will not give the two static IPs. That's a big difference, right? But both of them is used to increase the performance of your application globally. So if you want to improve your performance of your application globally, then which are the services that you can take care of it? Global Accelerator and CloudFront. So this is how we need to pick it up. Answers. Okay, na? And this CloudFront especially, there is a service, Nana. Okay, whenever you hit boom.com, first it will go to the Route 53. If you have configured CloudFront, from Route 53 it will go to the CloudFront, and from CloudFront it will go to the load balancer. Yes or no? If it is without CloudFront, first Route 53 directly will go to the load balancer. Yes or no? So whenever you hit boom.com, there might be a chances of getting hacking. Yes or no? URL, on the URL. So there are so many hackings, like the major one, which is very common, famous one, is DDoS attack. Which one? Have you heard about it? DDoS attack. So when you have time, just go through it internet. So you have a DDoS attack, HTTP flooding, SQL injections. So there are so many nasty, malicious things are happening on the URL level, not on the server level, on the URL level. So they will pass some sync parameter and then try to access the data, and they'll pass something, and they will over send all the traffic to your URL to overload your application and to crash your application. Assume 1 million people are accessing your application. That is very common, natural, genuine. If any hacker and increase the number of requests to 10 millions, your application will handle it. Your application will crash. No. So I don't know why these nasty people, ethical hacking is good. There is a ethical hacking concept is there. That is good. This nasty hacking is bad, right? Anyways, so if you have this kind of problems hacking, our boom.com is in problem or not? So who will stop it? For this, AWS has introduced a service called AWS Shield. What is that? Shield. You know what is Shield? Shield. Right? Bahubali uses, no? Shield. Right? So whatever the things that are coming to you will be handled by the shield, will be blocked by the shield. Yes or no? So we have Captain America, right? So yeah. So we have the shield now. What is the service name? AWS Shield. In AWS Shield, there is a concept called WAF. What is that? Web Application Firewall. What is that? WAF. Say that. WAF. Say WAF. WAF. WAF meaning Web Application Firewall. So this will come under AWS Shield. So this AWS Shield and this WAF concept will block all your unnecessary things to your application. So now, if you want your application to be very secure, so you need to configure WAF or not. So AWS has already some rules already defined. You don't need to do anything. Just enable the WAF and automatically blocked. But if at all you want to add some, there is a different kind of viruses will be there, no? Trojan virus is there, and some other different names will be there. But there are few attacks which are not listed in AWS. If you know that attack, you create that attack algorithm for it, and then create it and then attach to it so that it will block everything. So now, so can we say that you will get the DDoS protection using WAF? You will get unnecessary attacks protection using WAF or not? Which is a service? Shield, AWS Shield. Very good. So keep that in mind. That is a certification question. So DDoS. So before that, I'll write here. This global accelerator is very intelligent routing to lowest latency and fast regional failover for your global applications. GA also performs health checks for your application. And then great for disaster recovery. No, Global Accelerator also perform health checks, whether your application is working or not. If your application is not working, can it fail over to some other thing also? You create another load balancer. If you create another region, it can be failover. So helps make your application global. So how many IPs will be whitelisted? Whitelisted by the customers. And DDoS protection through WAF. What is it called? AWS Shield. SHIELD. Correct, no? Shield? Yeah. Okay. Now, not global, this CloudFront cache, no? Generally, CloudFront will cache. It will cache only static data, na dynamic data, na both. Very good. It's cached the both. Yeah. So, do I need to write a difference between global accelerator and CloudFront? Should I write or no need? Okay. Okay. What GA manually meaning? What is that? It's handled by AWS. Yeah. So they both use the AWS global network and its edge locations around the world. Very good. Both services are integrated with AWS Shield for DDoS protection. CloudFront. So it improves performance for both cache content, can be your images also, and videos, etc., data, right? Everything it will cache. And it can dynamic and Static content is cached. Content is served from edge locations using, remember, CDN? What is CDN? Content delivery. How the data is transferred through a network, AWS network. No, what network is that? Content delivery network. Whereas here GA also improves performance for a wide range of applications over TCP. TCP meaning you can use HTTP. HTTP is also on TCP, correct? Okay. So whitelisting IP and for disaster recovery. So it uses Anycast IPs. Okay. And global Accelerator also uses CloudFront in backend. Okay, Nana? CloudFront meaning when I talk about CloudFront, it is edge location only. CloudFront is the service name. Clear? Online is clear on this. This is an advanced topic. So I gave you this concept because in real time, definitely might be having a global applications, right? For big companies. So if you want to set up like this, so this will be used. So you cannot be clueless when someone asks about, hey, if you want to improve the performance globally and firewall and customer is asking for the IP address of your website, how do you do that? How do you do using global accelerator concept? Okay, now? Super. Can we use AWS Sheet without GA CloudFront? Yes, you can use it. AWS Sheet is separate service. You can use anywhere, no problem. But which is whenever you hit your application, which is the first service will hit first? Route 53. Route 53 is nothing, it's just a routing. But from Route 50, it will go to CloudFront. There we need to stop your request. If you're stopping somewhere other places, it's not used, no? So you need to stop in the first place only. For that reason, you will be configuring mostly in the CloudFront. Okay. And you can configure on the load balancer level also. If you don't have, I told you, no. If it is, see, first boom.com, it will go to where, Nana? Route 53. And it'll go to the load balancer. This is without CloudFront. On the load balancer level, you can configure WAF. Yes or no? Okay. And then you have boom.com. It go to Route 53 and it go to CloudFront. In CloudFront, we can configure WAF and then it goes to load balancer. Like this. Okay, Sandeep. Nice. Okay, so by this, again, officially we have completed EC2. Now you can bajav talia if required. Claps, no? Oh, Hindi you don't know. Okay. So good, Nana. Okay, so because EC2 is a monster, it's a biggest service in AWS, and you know how much confident that you are now. You have learned the biggest service in AWS easily. So, should I give you one small surprise? You like surprises? Let me hear from online. You want surprise? Yes? Huh? Okay. So the surprise here is I'll be conducting the interview questions now to you, all of you, on EC2 to day 1 to till here. See, that's a confidence that you should say. Yes, sir. Yes. Ready? Huh? Close your books. So I want online people to answer in the chat. And so this is a surprise test because I want to know how much I have injected in your brain and how much you have stored in your brain. Not today's topic. I'll go from the EC2 to day one topic. I don't go even before. But if I go also, you can answer for sure. But let's talk about on the EC2. Okay. Online people, please, whenever asking some question, please put it in the chat. And remember, if you're not able to write it in the chat, at least you try to say the answer so that you feel confident. But don't keep quiet. Maximum 99%, please, everyone write your answer on the chat. Okay. Ready? Okay. So, online people, close your books if you are, right? Offline people also done, close your books. This is the worst lining in my college days. In my college days, you know, that my principal will come. He's a maths guy. You know, right? In graduation, we used to have theorems. Anyways, in the theorems, he'll come regularly to class with a big, mathematics book, this much big book. He'll come and he'll start teaching it. All of a sudden, he'll stop teaching and he'll say, close your books. Everything fallen down. Right? So we started getting fear, and then he will conduct a surprise test, and in front of girls, he will hit. Okay. Anyways. So, yeah, I used to write, of course, I'm the university topper. 2005. Yeah. SV University, Tirupati. Yeah. Okay. So, ready? So, what is the full form of EC2? Or me dumpal daga ekkada Elastic? Compute cloud. Okay. Okay. Elastic compute cloud. Very good online. Online accident. So 1%. Okay. Elastic compute cloud. So EC2 is regional or global? Regional. And if someone asks, can you explain what is EC2 service? What do you say? I also did the same thing in Vivas. In Vivas also I used to say, sir, EC2 session one is last is called EC2 service. Okay, so tell me correctly, what is EC2 service? EC2 is a service from AWS where you can launch EC2 instances. Fantastic, fantastic. Sonu, Abhilash, Avinash, and everyone. Okay. How many in your free tier? How many hours are free? 750 hours. And AWS will charge you per second or minute or hour. Oh, hour. Okay. Okay. So, and if you have launched an EC2 instance and you have used for 40 minutes, AWS will charge for how many hours? 1 hour. Okay. Good. And do you remember we have discussed about the pricing models in AWS? Okay. Slowly, one by one. What is the first one? On-demand instances, reserve instances, spot instances, dedicated hosts, dedicated instances, capacity reservation, savings plan. Fantastic. Okay. So, which pricing model has a fixed price and I need to pay per hour? On demand. In on demand, do I need to do any commitment? Any predictable usage? No. So, which is related to commitment and predictable usage? Reserve instances. There I need to do the upfront payment or not? So if I pay upfront payment, for how many years I need to pay for? 1 or 3 years. 1 or 3 years. And if I pay for it, how much discount that I'll get? 72% discount I'll get. And in reserve instances, we have two types. What are those? Standard RI, convertible RI. Convertible RI percentage discount? Super, yeah. 66% discount. Okay. And which is a pricing model is related to bidding and auctioning? Which one? Spot instances. So do you get, okay, which is the pricing model? You will get a cheap, huge capacity for cheaper price. Spot. How much discount that you get? How much discount? 90% discount you'll get. Okay. And in spot instances, do you lose instances or not? Will the EC2 instance will be with you forever? No. Okay. Then I need to have a physical, I need to book my entire physical host machine. Dedicated host. Fantastic. So if I purchase 2, 3, 4, let's say 4 dedicated hosts, can I have control on the EC2 instance placements? We have a control. Okay. But okay, let's go for the next one, dedicated instances. That is dedicated for you, but do we have control on the placements? No control on the placements. Okay. And then we have, let's say, in my production environment, I'm little bit fear. I got scared that I will get the capacity or not in my production on the big billion day. So is it possible to go and reserve my capacity? So which pricing model is that? Capacity. Do you understand the scenario? How they are asking? So in certification also, in the interviews also, this kind of scenarios will get sometimes. So what is that? Capacity reservation. So you will reserve it per availability zone. Yes or no? And then I need 1 to 3 year, and based on how much usage I'm using, I need more discount and flexible on my tenancies and all. So which one is that? Savings plan. And tenancy that we use in our course is shared or dedicated? In our course. In our course should be shared. If you use dedicated, you will get the dedicated bill. Okay. So, but if any customer says that, Babu, I don't want to share my EC2 instances host machine, then go for the dedicated tenancy. Okay. Good. Okay. First paint. Done. Okay. Coming to the second paint. What is the second? Volumes only, yeah? No. I'll come. No. నాకు తెలుసు. Which instance type that we should be using in our codes? T2 micro. Okay. T2 micro. Okay. So instance type is the combination of CPU plus memory. Very good. Okay. And what is scalability? What, Amma? I'm asking scalability. Scale up, scale down. So that is called scalability. So how do you achieve scalability in AWS? By changing the instance type. So if you want to change from T2 micro to T2 small or large, so that is called scalability. So while doing scale up and scale down, do we have data loss? Data is not lost. Fantastic. So can you do the scalability while EC2 instance is running? What do you need to do for that? Stop the EC2 instance and then change the instance type. Very good. Okay, now I have one EC2 instance which has only 2 CPUs. And all of my customers started accessing it and my CPUs got exhausted. In runtime, I need more CPUs. I want to give the good performance. So which concept that you can implement on it? Burstable performance instances. Very good. So burstable performance instances meaning it is giving the CPU as the credits. CPU as credits. Is it free billable? Now you see which one is billable, which one is free. You can easily identify or not. Okay, good. Next. Then we discussed about EBS are classified into mainly two types. What are those? EBS volumes and instance store volumes, ISV volumes. So which one is persistent? EBS volumes are persistent. And persistent meaning here permanent. So if we stop and start the EC2 instance which has EBS volumes, data is lost. If you reboot, data is lost. If you terminate, lost. So which one is not persistent? ISV. So can we also go, which one is temporary volumes? What is the another name of Imperial? Ephemeral storage. Which one? Ephemeral storage. So, okay, yeah. Luckily, we have two ladies here. Otherwise, our course itself will go in different route. Okay, nice. I'm just joking. No. So, and if you stop and start the EC2 instance, which has ISV volumes attached, data is lost. If you stop and start, data is lost. If you reboot, wow, reboot, no loss. Mainly, when you launch an EC2 instance, one volume will come by default. What volume? Root volume. Root volume. What does the root volume contain? OS. How many root volumes you will get? Only one. What are the rest of the volumes called? Additional volumes. What is the default size of Windows? Linux. 8 or 10 GB. Wow. Okay. And if you see operating system in any of the volume, what is that volume called? Root volume, obviously. Can you have multiple additional volumes attached? What is the maximum size of the volume? 16 terabyte. How much? 16 terabyte. Can you increase the volume size on fly? Do you need to stop the machine for that? No. Is it possible to decrease the volume size? If you want to decrease, what you need to do? Delete the volume and then recreate it. What is the device name of root volume? Fantastic. I'm waiting online answers. Okay. /dev/SDA1. Very good. Okay. So when you're attaching the root volume, it should be always /dev/SDA1. Then only EC2 instance will consider that is the root volume and it will boot it from the root volume, that OS. Okay. Nice. So if you stop, is it possible to detach the root volume while EC2 is running? No. Is it possible to detach the additional volume while EC2 is running? Answer is yes. But recommended? It's not recommended. EC2 instance has availability zone. Volume has availability zones. EC2 instance and volume should be in same availability zone or different availability zone? Same or different? Same. 1A volume can be attached to 1B EC2 instance? 1A volume can be attached to 1B EC2 instance? No. So what do you need to do for that? I have what concept? Snapshot views. Okay. And so there are different types of EBS volumes, no? So what are those? Sing that song. GP2, GP3. Okay. Fantastic. So I'll repeat for online people. It is GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, ST1, SE1 standard. Is it possible to remember normally? No, right? Okay, nice. So which one is the default volume type for Windows? GP2. For Linux? GP3. Okay. Which volume type is will give super high performance? IO1, IO2. Okay. And which volume types are IOPS configurable? IO1, IO2, and GP3. Super. Very good. Divya, Akshay, Sonu, Pallavi, Venkatesh, everyone out there who are responding. Very good. Okay. And which one is previous generation? I'm talking about volumes. Standard. Standard meaning which one? Magnetic. Magnetic is the previous generation. Okay. Okay. And which volume supports root volumes? Which one was this? Except ST1 and SC1. So it supports GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, and standard. Does it support ST1, SC1? Additional volume supports all types. Okay. So if you terminate the EC2 instance, by default, root volume will be deleted or not? Deleted. Why? Delete on termination is checked or enabled. If you terminate the EC2 instance, additional volumes are deleted by default? No. Delete on termination is disabled. Okay. Nice. And is it possible for us to create ISV volumes by us? Who will create it? AWS. So how? Instance type. Based on the instance type. Based on the instance type that you selected, automatically ISV volumes will be attached. But I said star mark there. We'll see later on that. Okay. Okay. So volumes concept is done. What's the next topic? Snapshots. Okay. What is snapshot? I'm not okay. I'm hearing something in middle also. Ni bandara ni bandara. No. Okay. So point in time copy of the volume. Point in time. So copy of the volume is good, but it is good to say point in time copy of the volume. So then interview will ask, Babu, what is point in time? What is point in time meaning? Point in time. At that particular time, whatever the data is there, that data is backed up at that time. That is called point in time at that particular point of time, right? Okay. So snapshot is a point in time copy of the volume. Can you take a snapshot of addition volume? Can you take the snapshot of root volume also? Okay. So can you use the snapshots directly? If you want to use the snapshots, what will you do? Create a volume out of it and then attach to the EC2 instance. Volumes, these snapshots are regional or global? Regional. Does the snapshots has availability zones? No. And by default, the snapshots are public or private? Who you said public, no? Ramesh sir, no sir. But remember, though I heard public somewhere here, but remember, your bedroom, public or private? Remember that by default. Remember, not only this, not only this, anything in AWS by default should be private because it is secure, no? So we should not make it public anytime. So by default, it should be always private. Remember, in AWS, everything by default is private. Remember that. And can you copy the snapshot from one region to other region? Yes. Within the account, you can copy, meaning within the account only, copying from the regions. Can you share the snapshot from one account to another account using what? AWS ID. How do account ID? AWS ID. To take the snapshot, do we need to stop the EC2 instance? Not required. Okay. And if you create a, okay, no, okay, fine. Right side top, left side top. Snapshot tires. There are how many types? Two types. What are those? Standard tire and then archive tire. Standard tire, archive tire. Okay. And which one is default? Standard. So if required, can you move it to archive? If it is in archive, how much time will it take to restore? 24 hours to 72 hours. Is it free or billable? Billable. See? So if you are not using it, snapshot, and if you don't want to use it, put it to archive, no? So how much discount you will get there? 75%, 72% discount, you will get it. Okay. Then we discuss about recycle bin. Remember? So by default, all snapshots images are deleted. So do you find it in recycle bin by default? Very good, guys. Very good. By default, no. Because recycle bin option is there, but you need to what? You need to configure. So you need to configure the retention rule. So is it possible to get all the things in the recycle bin? Can you select all the resources? Possible. So it is possible to select all resources. So any snapshot, any image you delete, automatically everything will come to the recycle bin. But if you don't want everything, you want only specific thing. So can you do it? Using tags. Fantastic. Using tags. So if you have hundreds of volumes and you want only let's say 50 volumes or 30 volumes, so maintain the tags properly. Using the tags, create a rule, and then automatically snapshots will be taken. Okay. And then we discuss about FSR. What is FSR? Fast. What? Samantha restore. What is S for? Yes, sir. FSR, fast snapshot restore. What's that? Fast snapshot. The name clearly it says, if you want to restore the snapshot fastly, and if you want to use it immediately without any latency, then go for FSR. Free or billable? Billable there. Yeah. Okay. Nice. And then what is an image? Copy of the OS. Copy of the OS is called an image. What is this image called in AWS? OMI. AMI, OMI, AMI. So now you introduce new word, OMI. What is full form of AMI? Amazon Machine Image. Okay. So by default, AWS provide few images or not? It will provide either a plain OS or OS with applications also. So can we say image is nothing but, you should not use this nothing but. So teachers or we people, those are very experienced, they'll use nothing but you don't use it. So can we also say copy of the entire EC2 instance is called image? Yes, copy of the entire EC2 instance is called an image. So when taking the image, does it include volumes also? If your parent EC2 instance has 2 volumes, so your image also contain 2 volumes. And when you create an image, what extra will be created? 2 snapshots will be created. Remember, not only 2. How many volumes are there? Those many snapshots will be created. Okay. Fine. Same. Okay, snapshot. From where do you create snapshot? Before topic. From volumes. From volumes, you create a snapshot. From snapshot, again, you create a volume. And you have EC2 instance. From EC2 instance, what you create? Images. From image, you can create, again, EC2 instances. Now you have a snapshot. The snapshot contains operating system. Can you create an image from that snapshot? Possible. I should not ask like this. I should ask, is it possible to create image from a snapshot? Yes. How? If they have the OS in the snapshot. Yeah. Okay. No, in images we have topics. So by default images, snapshots are stored in, images are stored in, who's S3? AWS providers S3 basically. Yeah. By default images are public or private? Private. If record, can we make it public? Snapshots also, can we make it public? Possible. Okay. And can you copy the image from one region to other region? Can you share the image from one account to another account? Using account ID. So instead of saying account ID, call AWS ID. Which one? AWS ID. Okay, Nana. Images are backed by what? Either EBS volume or ISV volumes. Very good. Either EBS volume or you take an image. That image is nothing but root volume will be there inside it. So image meaning operating system. That image root volume should be EBS or ISV na? EBS, but it can be ISV also possible. But which one is recommended? EBS, because ISV is temporary. Yeah. Okay. So now yours by default these volume snapshots are encrypted. No. So if you want to encrypt, which service is that? KMS. Which one? Full form? Key management service. Okay. So your source is not encrypted. Your destination is encrypted or not encrypted? Not encrypted. If your source is encrypted, destination is encrypted. And your source is not encrypted if you want to encrypt it. What option? Copy option. Using copy option, you can encrypt it. Okay. Images are done. Then moving to key pairs. So what is a key pair? That is also good, but I would suggest to say combination of public key and then private key. So what is the purpose of key pair? To retrieve the password of the EC2 instance. So that is the purpose. What is the key pair? It is a combination of public key and private key. What is the extension of key pair? .pen. We also call it a spam file. By default, do we have any key pair created? No, we need to create it. We need to create and attach to the EC2 instance. Once it is attached, can you change it? No. What is the default username for Windows administrator? Linux EC2 minus user. Okay. Okay. If I want to log into the Windows EC2 instance, what is the protocol that I should use? RDP. For Linux, SSH. If I want to access my applications, HTTP or HTTPS. HTTPS secure certificates. Which service where you can create certificates? ACM. Which one? ACM. Amazon Certificate Manager. Okay. So, yeah. And every EC2 instance will have a same password or unique password? Unique password. But if you're retrieving the password of the same EC2 instance again and again, you will get the same password. Okay. Which our PEM file is public key or private key? Private key. Who has public key? I mean the AWS. That means EC2 instance will have the public key. Okay. What is the tool that we use to connect to the Linux machines? Which one? PuTTY. So putty also you can use, or mobile XTerm. DevOps people use this. Whoever, whichever is you're comfortable with it, you can go for it. And Windows remote desktop protocol client, you can use it. Cool. Okay. After that, keypads. Very good. So next. Okay. You want that question? Huh? Okay. So putty supports PEM file? No, it support what? PPK file. It support PPK. So how do you convert? Using putty gen. Using putty gen. Super. Okay, Nana. So now I have EC2 instances. If I launch EC2 instances in the back end of AWS, will it sit on the same host machine, or it will be on the different machines? Different. But if I want to group them, what is the concept that you can use? Placement group. What group is that? Placement group. So what is cluster? Collection of instances. This group, we call it as placement group. How many types are there? 3 types. What are those? Cluster, spread, partition. Cluster, spread, partition. Same rack, same availability zone. Cluster. And my EC2 instances are across availability zones. Spread. Per availability zone, how many machines you can create? 7. If I want more, then go for partition placement group. How many partitions you can create? 7 partitions you can create. In that group, is it good to have same instance type or different instance types? Same instance types. And next, coming to this topic, how do you secure your EC2 instance? Using security group. So what is security group? What is security? Yes. Security group which stops unauthorized access to the. So in interview, if he asks what is security group, if you say firewall, he'll say Tata, bye-bye. So it is good. Answer is good. But remember, don't give in interview one-word answers. Somewhere fire will start for him, for interviewer. Single word answers is not at all good. Okay. So what is security group? Which stops unauthorized access to the EC2 instance. What does the security group will do? Allow or deny. So continue with that. Which stops unauthorized access to the EC2 instance. The traffic, either we can allow the traffic or deny the traffic. So that is a complete. Our security group is used to secure the EC2 instance. How many rules are there? 2 rules. What are those? Inbound rule and then outbound rule. By default, inbound rules are deny. Outbound rules are allowed. Outbound rules are allowed. Okay. And if I want to, okay, let me ask this question. So Harish has launched an EC2 instance. Harish has launched EC2 instance. That is Linux EC2 instance. How many times he tried to access, he's not able to connect to it. What is the problem? What's the problem? Yes. If at all you are not able to access any mission, remember, first you need to check what? Security groups. So in security group, the rule is enabled, the protocol is enabled or not, you need to check. Protocol is added. So it is Linux machine. So what protocol that we need to add? SSH. So you need to say, so we need to check the security group, whether inbound SSH is allowed or not, we need to say. Okay, good. And so every EC2 instance should have must and should one security group should be attached. Can we have multiple security groups also attached? One security group can be attached to multiple EC2 instances? Possible. And which security group that we should be using it in our course? Default security group. So we should be using default. So in real time, create a new security groups. Create a new security groups. Okay. Security group, if you allow any inbound rule, you need to allow that on outbound rule? No need. So what is that concept called? Stateful. Security groups are stateful or stateless? Stateful. Which one are stateless? NACLs, NACLs are stateless. What is the meaning of stateless? If you allow inbound rule, you must allow that on outbound rule. Which one will hit first? NACL. After that, security group. Okay. So, is security group is which level? Right? In EC2 instance level, whereas NACL is subnet level. Do you remember we discussed about the subnets? So inside the VPC, you have the big VPC. Inside that, you create your isolated network. What is that isolated network called? Subnet. What is that? Subnets. One subnet is associated to one availability zone. Yes or no? Yes. One subnet can be in multiple availability zones at the same time? Not possible. And one availability zone can have multiple subnets? Possible. One subnet is associated to one NACL. Possible? Yes. One subnet cannot be associated to multiple NACLs. And one NACL can have multiple subnets? Possible. Yes. I have allowed SSH in security group, but I have deny on NACL. Can I log in or not? No. Because which one will hit first? NACL. In NACL, what you did? You have denied it. So is it possible to deny in NACL? Is it possible to deny? In security group, is it possible to deny? No. If you want to deny, what you need to do? Delete the rule. So by default, everything is deny. You need to just delete the rule. Okay. And do we have a default NACL? For the default NACL, inbound rules, outbound rules are allowed. Default inbound rules are allowed. But if you create a new NACL, inbound, outbound rules are denied. Super. In key pair concept, I got one question. So PEM files, you created it. Will you keep, you have PEM files with you. Okay. And users are asking for the password. Is it good to call you every time for the password? No. Will you share the PEM file to them? So how do you implement this? Super. What is that concept? Active Directory. What is this Active Directory service called in AWS? Directory services. Fantastic. Which one? Directory services. And Active Directory uses what protocol? LDAP. Excellent, guys. Excellent. LDAP. Okay. So coming to security groups are done. After security groups, NS also done. After that? Okay. Yeah, okay. Instance metadata. No. Types of IPs, huh? Okay. Okay. We got auto scaling there. So what is auto scaling? ఇక్కడ వరకు వచ్చింది. Okay. Don't get confused. Auto scaling meaning scale out, scaling, right? Scalability meaning scale up, scale down. Okay. So auto scaling meaning here scale out, scaling EC2 instances based on the load. Do you remember we have minimum, maximum desired capacities? Minimum, maximums are boundaries. Minimum, maximum are boundaries. Desired capacity? How many EC2 instances that you wish to launch initially is called the desired capacity. In our example, how much desired capacity we took? 4. Maximum 6. Minimum? Is it mandatory? Just an example, we took it. And there are 3 types of scaling options. What are those? Manual scaling, schedule scaling, dynamic scaling. Okay. Why you are so silent? ఏంద్ర వీళ్ళు ఏంది మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నారు? ఓకే, ట్రై టు ఆన్సర్ ఇట్. ఓకే, సో ఆ రోజు నేను క్లాస్కి రాలేదు సార్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ మాన్యువల్ స్కేలింగ్? Modifying minimum maximum desired capacities manually. Schedule scaling on a particular day or a time. And then dynamic scaling based on the load. So based on the load. So basically we'll take what are the CPU, network, all these things. What are these called? Metrics. Yeah. And then auto scaling group will launch EC2 instance. No. So based on what? Templates. What templates? Launch templates, right? Say launch templates or launch configurations. What does that launch template contain? The 7 steps. But in interview, don't say the 7 steps. Yeah. Yeah. So assume interviewer is lady interview. And then she asks, what is based on what auto scaling group will launch EC2 instances? And say 7 అడుగులు. Sale. Okay. So then, okay. So if you want to know whether scale out has happened properly or not, so which service you can integrate to receive notifications? SNS. Good. How does auto scaling group will launch your EC2 instance using launch templates? How does it put application inside it? Using AMI. AMI contains the application inside it. And then we discuss about load balancer. So what is ELB? We distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Cool. Okay. ELB is completely managed by AWS. ELB is a service or a server? It's a service. Okay. Right. And then how do you access ELB? Using the DNS name. Does load balancer has IP address? Yes. But those are static or dynamic? Dynamic. Is it recommended to use load balancer using IP address? No, you should use through DNS name. What are the different types of load balancers we have? CLB, ALB, NLB, GLB. Very good. Which one is the previous generation? Classic. Classic supports which protocol? HTTP and HTTPS. And TCP. And which one is current generation and which is most commonly used? Application load balancer. ALB. So ALB is best for microservices also. And ALB supports which protocols? HTTP and HTTPS. Which load balancers is for extreme high performance? Network load balancer. Which protocols it supports? TCP, UDP. There is something called TLS also. We'll see. Okay. And then which load balancer supports static IPs? Network load balancer. How many static IPs? One static IP per availability zone. So total 3. So which one is related to security appliance and all? Gateway load balancer. And which protocol? Geneve. And what is port number? 6081. You remember that also? Huh? Very good. And which load balancer support routing features? Application load balancer. And can you name a couple of routing features? Host-based routing, path-based routing, string parameter routing. There are many are there. And in application load balancer, we create a group. What group is that? Target groups. So can we create rules in application load balancer? Based on that, we can redirect to the target groups. What does the target group contains? EC2 instances. EC2 instances are nothing but targets. We call it as targets. Okay. Then coming to types of IPs. How many types of IPs are there? 3 types. What are those? Public IP, private IP, elastic IP. Don't say IP. Not good. Don't say IP. IP is, there is no concept called IP in interviews. EIP. Say that? EIP. Okay. So which IP address is default IP address? Which one? Private IP. And then can you connect to the EC2? Okay, let me ask like this. I have launched one EC2 instance. Okay. And it has private IP. Can I connect from my laptop from internet to that EC2 instance? No, because that is a private IP. If you want to connect, what you need to give? Public IP. Public IP is mandatory? No. So if you want, enable it. So if you enable public IP, can you connect from internet? But what is the problem with that? Public IP is dynamic. If you stop and start, IP address changes. But if you don't want to change, go with the elastic IP. Go with the elastic. How and okay. Who will provide all these IP addresses? AWS will provide the IP addresses. And how, when do you use private IPs? Sorry. Internally. So whenever, if you want to use within the VPC, one EC2 to another EC2, go with the private IP. And also through VPN. So from company, if you want to connect to EC2 instance, go with the private IP. How many elastic IPs are free? 5 are free. But if you create it and keep it like that, it is billable. So make sure that you have attached. For you also, you might have used elastic IPs and you forgot to delete it. So it is just keeping ideal, So ideal EIPs are billable. Remember that? Ideal EIPs are billable. Instance metadata. What is instance metadata? Data about the instance is called instance metadata. And how do you get this instance metadata from console? What section? Detail section. Through CLI? Online, you're saying URL. Put that URL, no? Complete URL. Iraq. Super. 169.254 169.254 slash latest slash meta minus data. Super. Excellent. And then we discussed, and this one can be used from the browser? No. Through the CLI, through the CLI only. Very good, guys. Kandula Reddy. Yeah. And what is user data? That is like Akpak Karepak. What is user data? Data about user data. Bootstrap scripting. What is that? Bootstrap scripting. So, and which is the script that you should use? For Linux, shell script. Which one? Shell script. So use the shell script, and then whatever you want to automate it, write it in the script, and then launch the machine, and then all the script will be executed in the boot time. And this user data will execute every time or only for one time? Only for first time when you launch the machine. Okay. And then today we discussed about global accelerator, right? So global accelerator, basically unicast, anycast IPs are there, right? So what is any unicast? One server will have one IP. Anycast meaning All servers has same IPs. All servers have same IPs. So when customer is asking, I have a firewall, I want to put static IPs of your website. So which concept that you can implement? Global Accelerator. So Global Accelerator support unicast or anycast. How many? 2 static IPs it will provide. So this Global Accelerator also uses CloudFront in the backend? Yes. And if you want to secure your application using the attacks, which service do you choose? AWS Shield, and it has what? WAF. It has what? WAF. Web Application Firewall. So mainly it is for what attack? DDoS attack. What attack? DDoS attack. So I would say excellent. I'm clapping for everyone. Super, guys. Kirak. Super. 7 step is jujube. Nothing is there. Right? Excellent. I really appreciate everyone out there, online, offline, those who have answered the questions. And now you see, am I on my words? Injected? You have a doubt, no, sir? How come you will inject? This is how we'll inject. You're able to answer everything or not? Super. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Excellent. This is the deeper level of interview. In my company, they'll say, Abba Riya sir is in the interview panel. And they'll say, Chachad code. I mean, gone. This guy is gone. He cannot break it. So that Riya sir itself is asking you questions, deeper level, and you're able to answer just like that. So that is the deeper level of interview questions that you will get. And out of this, nothing. It is like, I told you, no, my students will go for interview, but they will not get it interviewed. They will interview. Right? Right? So yeah, super, guys. Very good. I'm very happy. This is an achievement for me. So that and I should really appreciate all of you guys, how you are concentrating. Please concentrate like this. Just imagine, this is the biggest service in AWS and you have just learned just like that. It's like Jujube. Rest of the services are Jujube, man. What is nothing, right? So, but we'll go just like this. And from, the next class will be on Monday, because until I finish my this Ram's finals, yeah. So next Monday we'll start the practicals on. So whatever we have discussed till here, so all these things we'll do the practicals. And also for yeah. And also those few people, those who are not able to answer, don't worry. Okay, because some people might have missed the classes, some people might have not concentrated the classes. So, and you have my recordings also. So please take time, and then Monday is Holi. Will you play Holi in the morning? Then what will you do? We'll have a class. We have a class. It's no announcement actually, right? We'll have a class. Okay, Nana. Any questions? Any other questions online? So with this, be very happy that you are rocking on AWS, at least my part. So I don't know about other training, your DevOps, but at least from my part, you guys are rocking on AWS. Prasad, that is not, it is map reduce. It is about big data, Prasad, but we will not covering those. It's related to big data. Elastic map reduce, EMR. Awesome, sir. You made my day. Very good. You also made my day, guys, everyone. Monday is fun day to 7 steps with yes. Thank God you are a boy. You are a boy only, no? Okay. Ajit, come on. Otherwise, sir, on Monday I'll do 7 steps with you. Good. So I like this fun. So please keep it like this only. So from Monday, get your laptops. we'll start doing all the practice. Can you give the final CC for today, please, guys? CC with smile. Yeah. Yes. Take the screenshot. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you on Monday with the practicals on this EC2. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend. Summer is coming up. It's getting hot every day. So please be careful while you're on the roads.